You don't even know why I'm late, okay? But here we are. Happy Monday, everybody. Great to be here once again. Yes, happy Monday. And for those of you who are already here watching, please, if you want to, say hello in the comments. I say that every week. I ask, please say hello in the comments. But I understand some of you are shy. I understand. But we just like to know that you're watching and where are you watching from, because we get viewers from all over the planet joining us here. Regularly. We've got friends from England that join us, and we've got friends from South Africa that join us. Lots of friends from the United States, and of course, right here in Ontario, good old Sarnia-Lambton. We've had some friends. Everybody watches from all over, and it's not always live. It's often after the show's over we get more people watching. 9 years I've been doing the show. Started out recording the show, and for about 3 years now doing it live. And as we'll probably talk about later, sometimes live is good. Sometimes live is good. And other times live sucks. It's technology, right? Let's go to the comments. Dom's out there, says, hello, Dave. Have a great show. Love to join you again sometime. Dom, thanks for saying hello. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, we'll have you back again soon, right? We don't have you back too much. They might get tired of you. Jesse's working. I'm working in gases. Oh, I read that wrong. I thought you said you had gas. I'm in a really funny mood today. Yes, gas is at 98.9, and Jesse is over at the Petro-Canada at London Road, and I don't know if it's Lambton Mall or Finch, where the two cross. Loyal worker there. Jess, hope you had a good Christmas, buddy. Thanks for watching and stopping in and saying hello. What else have we got out there? Barry Loxton. How was your Christmas, Barry? Good afternoon to you. Hope you're doing well. And there it is. Hello, Dave. Craig Lyons from Australia. Hello, Craig. We got to get back and chat again soon. Boy, I hope you're doing well. You're like a day ahead of us already, right? Because it's December 28th. It's Monday, December 28th. So you guys are already into the next day, I think, right? Thanks for saying hello. See, thanks for saying hi, Craig, because I think sometimes when I see people watch from Australia or whatever, they're like, yeah, whatever. So there you go. There's proof, right? Hope you had a good Christmas, Craig. My good best buddy, Ryan Werschler. How you doing, Ryan? Hope you had a good holiday. Are still having a holiday? Are you back to work? Ryan's one of our frontline workers here in Sarnia. Danny Cochamilio, happy Monday, Danny. Looked like, no surprise, I saw the pictures on Facebook. You had lots of food at your Christmas. Yes. Lots of food at your Christmas. Yeah, you are ahead of us, right, Craig? That's good. Well, it's, I always try to come up with a little bit of a chat, before every week. And certainly I've had no lack of anything to talk about for the last, what is it now, 7-8 months? Right? Can we get through one day without that word, the C word? How was Christmas over there? I hope it was okay. It was a little quieter, right? I mean, I know around here it was a little bit different. We normally go out to Jennifer's family, to the farm, and we couldn't do that. And nobody in the family was able to get together. It was like each home had to stay with each home. I didn't get to my sister's. So, but thankfully we had FaceTime. We went and I went and saw my mother. She's in a nursing home here, and we FaceTimed the family and had Christmas sing along. So it was different, but boy, oh boy, it could be a whole lot worse. That's what my grandma used to say. It could always be worse. I know you've probably heard that, right? Return of the Friday night music fever. Well, Jesse, good question. Yeah, when the pandemic first showed up and we knew we were going to be in it for a while, we started the Friday night music fever, some local musicians every Friday night. And had support from formerly known as K106.3. And you're about the 5th person in the last couple of days to ask me, Dave, we're going to do that. I don't know. Would you guys like to see? I don't know about Friday night. Maybe like Monday night. What do you think, Jesse? Like Monday Night Music Madness or something like that. I think it would be good. Would you guys like to see some music back? Let me know in the comments, and maybe we can make that happen, right? Another outbreak here in Sarnia. right? Vision Nursing Home has an outbreak now. So don't quote me the numbers. I think we're up to 129 cases right now. We're up there, right? And compared to London's and our population and their numbers and our numbers, I don't know, it's scary, right? It's certainly nerve-wracking, that's for sure. So I will just keep saying what I've been saying all along. Social distancing is still a must. You're in lockdown, follow the guidelines. And if you want to know what's really going on, go to lambtonpublichealth.ca. That's where you get your accurate information. And the city of Sarnia done a great job having an extra part of their website designated to COVID-19 and what's open, what's closed, the rules, the guidelines. And I guess that at the end of the day, like, if you have to go out, it's the essential thing, right? If you could live without it, I guess, I don't know, what does essential mean? Some would say beer. I don't know, right? I'm really glad Jennifer, before Christmas, she brought home some craft beer for me. So we just grab craft beer off the shelf and go, that looks like a nice label. So there you go. So I'll save that up for New Year's Eve, right? And Dom, oh yeah, so I purposely made that karaoke playlist just for you. People love to see. Yeah, well, Dom, for those of you who don't know, wrote a book on MS, which is now available. I'll talk about that at the end of the show. But he's also been in the quarantine sessions doing karaoke songs, and he put a list in the show with David Burrows group of a bunch of songs he knew I would like. So that's cool. Thanks, Dom. I haven't listened to them all yet. Debbie and I spent a quiet day together, but it was great. We did miss having our daughter, son-in-law. Yeah, well, that's, yeah, it's different. But I kind of think that maybe all of this is making us, you know, we've always, most of us have probably heard, or we've probably even preached it to our children, you know, be thankful for what you have. Don't take anything for granted, all those things. And even though we say that, we still do it ourselves. We don't mean to necessarily, right? I think sometimes when we take things for granted, we don't intentionally do it. But then something like this happens, and I think we sit back and go, whew, wow. Well, I still have heat. I still have electricity. I still got hot and cold water. I still have food, roof over that, you know, all that stuff, right? So, okay. I wasn't going to rant today. Am I ranting? Is that a rant? And I've been having technology issues all day. So if something else goes wrong on the show, it's totally just my fault. All right. Who else is out there? Steve's out there. Jesse Berry, thank you very much. And we're also broadcasting live on YouTube as well as Facebook and on Twitter as well. So wherever you're watching from, thank you so much for being here. Now, one of the things that has happened during the pandemic is, and you've heard me say it every week, if you've watched every week, if we've all had to learn to adapt. And the restaurant industry, the entertainment industry, all industries, but restaurants in particular have really had to adapt. And we're seeing a lot of different things happen out there. My first guest coming up here right now, she has definitely done some adapting. And let's welcome now Chef Vanessa. How are you today?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear. I like to with Chef Vanessa because then I didn't have to remember how to pronounce your last name again.
That's right. I think you might have butchered it last time.
Nope. How do you say your last name?
Lobodzinski.
Lobodzinski. I might have got it right.
You did pretty good. Yeah.
We'll just go with Chef Vanessa. Welcome back. And you heard me kind of intro to bringing you on here about the restaurant industry, the entertainment industry, kind of both go together, sort of, right? Having to adapt. And let's kind of go to the backstory here before we talk about Call for the Chef. I can't even talk today. Call the Chef. Before it was called something else. Tell everybody about that.
So, well, we've always been called the Chef was the company name, but we had a website and a Facebook page under the Sarnia Ninja Club. So we had started that community initiative to do the gift giving through the Sarnia Ninja Club. And then when that campaign ended, then we flipped over our webpage and our Facebook page to Call the Chef, which is what it currently is now.
Yeah. And how did that all go? That was pretty successful, if I recall.
It was. People had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I mean, everybody had a great time. The local businesses I know were really appreciative because of the pairing that went on, and those businesses that listed their businesses. A lot of people went out of their way to shop locally. So some of the little mom and pop shops, they would go and get gift certificates or items for their Ninja basket. So that was really the whole idea behind it, was to practice social distancing, kindness, while supporting our local community, and then raising some money for charity as well. So yeah, so it was good. It was a lot of fun. I think just got
And
people out
for
of their,
everybody, right?
yeah. So it was a good time. A lot of people had a lot of fun. We got some people that dressed up in gorilla costumes,
Yeah,
and
I saw
the
that.
kids had a lot of fun with it for sure. So yeah,
People were getting. I think it was. It might have been Max Major. I think got like craft beer,
he
and I
did.
was
Yeah, he
like,
was.
oh, I wanted that.
Yeah, he was pretty happy, and then he went out and ninjaed somebody else and put that on Facebook. That yeah, he had a lot of fun with it as well. So
Yeah, you've put a lot of heart into this. Like last time you were here, and I know I've seen some of the plans that you kind of laid out there. You've really sat down, put some thought into this,
mhm.
and you also talk about, like, you've only been in Sarnia for a couple of years, right?
Right, yeah, yeah. So we
Yeah,
came here originally from British Columbia. And a lot of people say, "Oh, why did you move?" My husband works in Ontario, so we came out here, and Sarnia is where we decided to settle. It's a great community. It was great for our kids, for school and
yeah,
activities and that sort of thing. And so for the first, year and a half was great, and then of course all of the pandemic hit, and then that changed obviously our lives as well as everybody else's. So for sure.
yeah. What did you? How did you decide on Sarnia? Did you say, sorry? Did you say it was your husband's work, or was it?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we were just taking a look at the different cities, and we thought London was a little bit too big. And Sarnia just had it had some good schools, great activities. It was sort of had everything that we needed without being too large of a community. So it was just perfect for us. So we settled, and been quite happy here. He works in Toronto, so we didn't want to be in Toronto.
mm.
So we wanted to be just in a little bit of a smaller community, but like I say, not quite as large as London. So
So he was commuting back and forth to Toronto.
yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, so this is what we call home now. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's been, we're quite happy to be here, and we've gotten to know. I was working at Lambton College in the culinary management program, and of course that all changed
Yeah.
with the pandemic. And we started about 5-6 months ago, just running breakfast in a local business in Point Edward, and sort of sharing some space with a couple of lovely ladies that own Bottoms Up. And this was a way that we could sort of come together as women and sort of help each other out. I could help, with them, sort of support each other. So really, it wasn't feasible at the time to get your own space
Mm.
with what's going on and roll the dice to see if it was something that was going to work. And so that's what we ended up doing. So that's where our packing venue is in Point Edward right now. And we've gotten quite busy. The first 3 days we were open, I think we had 148 meal kits ordered.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been pretty exciting, the response from everyone. I think everybody was waiting for something like this to come to Sarnia. So yeah.
Yeah, well, let's talk more about the meal kits that you're working on. Of course, New Year's Eve coming our way,
Yeah.
just in a few days, right? Talk about the New Year's Eve celebration dinner that you've got planned.
Yeah, so we have basically it's dinner for two. There are three options. There's a filet mignon with a tarragon compound butter, a vegetarian streusel with a gruyere bechamel, and a prosciutto wrapped chicken stuffed with poached pear and brie with a maple Dijon glaze. All lovely choices. We've also, you can also on our site purchase wine to pair with your meals as well. And so Dark Horse is going to supply the wine for this event. So you'll get a bottle of wine, a $10 gift certificate, and blueberry Grand Marnier cheesecake for two. So we kind of figured that a lot of people may not get the
Delicious.
opportunity to get out. So this is sort of something fun that people can do together. And one of the things I think that, that I really want to touch on is that with our meal kits, we are using all of our ingredients are locally sourced.
Yeah.
So we are using farmers market, tap roots, Purdy's fish, seafood market, Davy Jones, Blue Water beef. Our packaging paper we get from Boyd's Paper. Our printing company is local. So everything
Oh, okay.
was done locally to support our own economic community. Costs us a little bit more in the long run, but at the same time, it's the quality that you're getting as well.
100%.
The reviews that we're getting on Facebook are people are saying like these meal kits are amazing. They're gourmet, but they're easy to make, and so that is really, what we were shooting for. So far, it's been really good. And I did bring, because I thought ahead. I don't know if you can see it, but this is kind of what I'm gonna go this way. This is what your
yeah,
bag
that's cool.
looks like.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah, let me hold that up again. Let me give everybody a big shot there.
Okay, so there's the bag that you get.
Okay.
I can't see the camera.
No, that's all right.
And then basically your meal kit comes packaged in a nice bag, and it has a nutritional label on there, so it tells you all the ingredients, the calorie count, and then your protein are separate because we don't put them in the same bag. So we've got this one here is actually the New Year's special. So this is our prosciutto wrap chicken that we have. So everything has been pre-portioned out for you. And then you get a recipe card that you can, if you can see that.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And then all our recipes are done in 30 minutes or less. And they're 6 steps or less. So they're really user-friendly.
That depends who's doing it, just saying.
Well, fair enough.
If my wife does it, it's 30 minutes. If I do it, it's never going to
It might be a little bit longer. So one of the things that I just wanted to quickly show you.
Yeah,
so everything is pre-portioned out. Like these are pea shoots from tap roots. We even give you, like, we don't mess around, Dave.
Yeah, I see that, right? Like,
we even give you the tin foil to wrap the chicken in.
Oh, wow.
So you basically just have to have salt and pepper in your pantry. So if you are a single person and you basically have, a couple of stale pieces of pizza and maybe, a couple of beer in your fridge, this is a great option for you, because oftentimes if you were looking at a recipe, you'd have to go out and buy every single ingredient to put it together. But this is perfectly portioned out for 2 people, and right down to the olive oil. So everything is in the kit, and that's what it was really structured for, so that you didn't have to think about it. And we certainly did a lot of research. We ate a lot of meal kits from the other companies
Right.
to see what we liked and what we didn't like, and that's sort of the culmination of all that research and cooking, and is how we came to where we are today. So,
well, obviously the quality's there, and that
it is.
It's certainly important to you. I really like how I never would have thought of the paper and the printing local as well. You just sort of think about it. I was actually my wife Jennifer and I were sitting down earlier having lunch, and she's like, "Who's on the show?" And I was like, "Oh, so I've got Chef Vanessa on," and was telling her about it, and she goes, "Yeah, she goes, I seen something about that." And I really like that they use local fresh food, because we have used other prepackaged meal companies.
Yeah.
And when it shows up, she was like, "Why would you even pay for that?" She goes, "And I could do this cheaper." And she just was not. We were not impressed, right? And so when we saw this, she saw this, she's like, "Wow!" So I have a feeling.
And we have a team of, there's 3 of us. My daughter Madison, who is 19 today. Happy birthday, Maddie!
Happy birthday!
And then another partner, Cheryl. So the 3 of us together, we work together, but we go and handpick the ingredients. So we go to farmers market, we go to Sarnia Produce.
Yeah.
And we physically pick out your Roma tomato, because I think that was one of the things that I didn't care for, is everything needs to be fresh herbs. Everything is made from scratch. Nothing is processed as well. And I think that is a big thing, especially for a lot of people that have dietary and health concerns.
Well, I was going to say that's get rid of the processed stuff, right?
Yeah. And the only other thing that I want to mention too, so one of the biggest things that we noticed was, so you had to sign up before you could even get one of these other meal kits. So we didn't like that. Had to put our credit card on there. And then we had gone away for a bit, and all of our meal kits just kept coming. So you have to
Oh, yeah.
like physically call and cancel. So with Call the Chef, you can order what you want when you want. You don't have to order for 3 dinners a week. You can just order once if you like. And we don't continue. And our menu we don't switch our recipes out because the recipes on there are so fabulous that we just continue to add to them. So every month we will add, 3 more in each category. We have over 5 categories right now. We've got a keto and low carb category coming, and a gourmet brunch category coming soon.
Nice.
And then there's a whole retail section, and retail is where we support our other local businesses in Sarnia and Lambton County that maybe they have a signature sauce that they sell, but a lot of people don't even know. So we throw it up on our retail.
Right.
So that's kind of giving them some business and some exposure as well.
Well,
So,
I was just saying to Jennifer, I said, New Year's Eve's going to look a lot different. Normally I'd be out hosting something somewhere and bands would be playing.
mm-hmm.
And I said, I think, why not, even if it's just the 2 of us here, it's like, why don't we even get dressed up anyway? Put
mm-hmm.
the tie on, get a dress on, do your hair, all that stuff we would do.
Yeah.
And okay, we're not going anywhere. We can sit at home and tip the wine or the beer, and there's the meal. I might even be able to make this. There would be
I think you could.
I'll go live New Year's Eve, and okay, here's David trying to do call. And if David can do Call the Chef, anybody can do Call the Chef.
I think that's a great idea. And I believe this meal kit, I definitely had you in mind when I was putting these recipes together, my friend.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to talk more about that. A great idea, and love the local. But I also want to talk about. I know you've got another initiative going on. Your meal kit going into January, and this is a fundraiser, which you've done in the past as well. But this is for Sarnia Special Olympics.
That's correct. So these kits are these meals are placed through Special Olympics specifically, and then a portion of the proceeds are going towards their organization.
Yeah.
So it's a couple of items that we have. We chose these are meal kits that a lot of the members of the Special Olympics that they are going to cook together with their family. And then I'll actually be doing a virtual cooking class with some of them as well. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. So that certainly is one of the things that really was heartbreaking for me. I used to teach classes all throughout Southwestern Ontario and in Toronto. And that was immediately shut down. So this is kind of a new thing that I get to do, as well as do some virtual cooking classes. So.
Well, like I said, you've really you've adapted well here, and obviously you've kind of walked your way into our community here just for only being here, which is fantastic, right?
Thanks.
I'm sure you've learned really quickly too that Sarnia is a very collaborative and very giving community when it's time to come together, right? Yeah. And I have to, because you're down at Bottoms Up right now. Is that where you're doing this from?
That's right. Yeah, I was doing putting meal kits together, quite a few of them today.
So you run the restaurant there too, right?
So we were doing breakfast on Saturday and Sundays. So we did that as an opportunity. We wanted sort of people in the community to see what kind of food, what kind of a chef I was. So I thought, well, we're gonna do this on the weekends and sort of get the word out. So it was an opportunity to sort of help brand what was coming down the pipe. And so we did that for about, I think it's 4 or 5 months now, and of course we're closed now.
Well, I've heard many great things about it. My friend, Hodge told me all about it, and he's like, David, you gotta get down there. and he just went on, and then it's really funny. Once I heard it from him, I started hearing it from other people. It's like that new word, right? And then I got so excited, I forgot it was only Saturday, Sunday, and it was like a Tuesday. I went driving down there.
Yeah.
And I was pulling out. Stevie D was standing outside. He's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm here for this breakfast." He's like, "Saturday, Sunday," and then So I never did get I tried a couple of times, and I just couldn't get down there. So looking forward to when we can get back in there.
One thing I will say is some of those items are actually going to be available on the meal kit. That's why I was saying there's a new brunch category coming in a couple of weeks. So
great idea.
So you'll be able to, make it yourself at home.
Don't tell Jennifer. She'll expect it now. I really do sincerely think you got a fantastic thing going there. And
thank you.
I love the attachment to giving back into the community as well. And
For sure.
congratulations on your success so far, and looking forward to, like I said, getting down there to Bottoms Up when I can for the breakfast, and if I have to do the brunch first, then that's what we'll do. Chef Vanessa, thanks for being here. I always like to give my guests one final chance to any final thoughts.
Have a happy new year, and everybody stay safe. And thank you so much. I hope for you for tuning in, and we appreciate any feedback that we get, whether it's positive, negative. We like to hear it all, and that's how we can grow. And thanks again.
Awesome. You're welcome back anytime. Thanks, Chef Vanessa.
Thanks, David. Have a
Chef Vanessa, Happy New Year to her and her family. And like I said, adapting, right? Done very well there. Call the chef. And well, let's put that back up there for you one more time. They're, of course, talking about the fundraiser, but let's go back and talk about New Year's Eve. $100 a couple. There's all the information. And go to their website, or on Facebook is the best place to find them. And we'll be posting all this information on our Facebook after the show. So if you don't catch it to write it down here now, we'll be posting the links on Facebook after. Thanks again, Chef Vanessa. All the best to you. All right. Now here I am. Now here, I said I was having a technology day, right? I'm trying to do everything on my own. And this next guy, he actually caused all the problems of the reason that I was late starting the show. My friend, Sean Robbins. How are you?
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, it's me. It's me.
That's a great intro, eh?
The guy.
See, and now he's frozen.
We are on the phone anyway. So.
Stand closer to your router, Sean.
Yeah.
Sean Robbins from Crimestoppers here in Sarnia-Lambton Crimestoppers, and there's the I call it the Crime Mobile.
Yeah, well, we just got a brand. That one's actually now the old one. Thanks again to our friends at Automax. There's one at AG Event Graphics being striped right now.
Oh, nice.
We have. That we just happened to be renewing the van with Automax. That's
No.
We've got 4 brand in January, so we're pretty excited about that, and they really saved our butt during this COVID experience.
Yeah, sure. We only caught part of that. You keep freezing up on me, but what you were saying was this is like another one from Automax, which they've always been great supporters, and getting in there and getting wrapped with AG Event Graphics, which other great supporters as well. One of the reasons I wanted to have you here, as the president of Crimestoppers here in Sarnia-Lambton, I wanted to get the message out to people that you're just a nonprofit organization like any other nonprofit organization. You are not handed money by the city that says, here, we'll support, right? And I think that's a big misconception to a lot of people, is that this is funded, comes out of police budget. Not true, right? Let's break that myth right now.
Well, it's a partial truth. So the Sarnia Police do give us a contribution every year. And thank goodness they do that, but it's nowhere near what it takes to operate the organization.
Yeah.
So, I certainly can't thank Chief Norm. Just to operate 2 coordinators and make it all work. And we get about 15 to 17 from the city. So, I mean, that's wonderfully appreciated, but the OPP pull out all their funds. I hope you're hearing any of that, Dave. I really do.
I'm getting pieces of it, John, but I'll just relay it. I know you're talking about getting it from the. If you want, you can just turn your camera off, and then we'll just hear you. That might help. I don't know. Nothing personal. Boy, we're having fun on the show today.
Oh boy.
We'll just keep going. I'll fill in the blanks. Yeah,
All right.
I know you were saying the OPP, help out as well too, but really at the end of the day, is that not right?
No, they used to fund the whole program, and several years ago they pulled out.
Oh, okay.
They get a lot of tips from us, but we don't get a lot of financial contribution from the.
Oh, okay. All right. But I guess so. My whole point in all of this is it's really the community. You really need community help, like any other nonprofit organization, to raise the money to pay for the tips, to there's minimal staff as well, and we don't have the bail in jail anymore, Sean.
We have virtual bail in jail, so we changed a lot of our fundraising hugely, and that's why we're looking for big corporate donors. Obviously, there's no fundraising during COVID. We don't do that virtual jail bail that used to raise about $50,000 a year. So that's gone. Yeah. So we do a smaller event that raises about $10,000 to $12,000 called a virtual one. And our golf tournament got canceled. Everything got canceled, obviously. So these big new donors that came along this year that we're going to make a huge announcement with, that's great.
Yeah, you broke up again. I caught Allstate there. I see the picture of Allstate making I think it's a $2,500 donation, which is fantastic. And some other corporate sponsors you're expecting to come along as well, you said?
Yes. Brand new donors, 4 of them this year, coming on in January.
That's fantastic. And even though that, things are a little tougher than normal, still good to see Sarnia-Lambton Crimestoppers out in the community. I think this was a couple different events, and we saw you at the Santa Claus parade. Still really doing what you can to create that presence in the community.
Absolutely. We got our brand new mascot, the Anonymous. So you can make your Anonymous tip.
I get it. That was your idea, wasn't it?
And yeah, we're really trying to get out in the community a lot more, for sure.
Yeah. So coming, do we see still an increase in crime over the holidays? Is that typical?
Yes, and during COVID, we've had probably the biggest year in tips we've ever had. During COVID, it's gone way up for sure. Yeah.
And we want to remind people too that, we don't have to worry about, I don't know, is Star 67 still a thing or whatever? There's no caller ID when you call in to share your tips. And so if tips are anonymous, how do you get people into, through the court system? So how does that work?
Well, the tipster never goes to court. You don't take a tipster to court. They just use that information to solve the crime.
Right.
Their identity is sealed forever.
Right.
Even that call, don't you, or go online. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Okay. So completely anonymous. Don't have to go to court. Just share the information, and then Crimestoppers filters through that, I'm sure, in cooperation with Sarnia PD, and then it takes it from there. And then if there's an arrest or something completed there, then there's a reward.
Yeah, and you pick it up at an undisclosed location. You're given how anonymous it really, really is. You're completely safe, and if you hear something or you see something, say something. You got to keep our community safe. You got to.
Yeah.
These are the eyes and the ears. There's thousands and thousands of them in Sarnia, and
especially with cameras now.
Well, and now we have our new camera registry program. If you have a Ring doorbell or you have home cameras that face out to the street, go to the police station and register them. They can't order you to use them, but if they happen to be used to solve a crime, at least they know you have them. It's a great new program by local Chris Tompkins and Allstate and Crimestoppers.
And it's worked very, very well. And I just shared a crime of the week, so I know you put out crimes every week as well. And that's supported by A1 Security, right?
That's right. Yeah, another one of our great partners. They do all of our radio. They pay for all the radio tips to get the crime of the week out. And Remo and his team and Bob over at A1 Security are great people. We really have more corporate partners than we've ever had. And a lot of these guys have been victims. A lot of businesses are victims in this city.
Yeah.
So it's important that they want to be, they really, really do feel they want to be with us. We've got some new people, like I said, coming on. Shelley Machine and Marine are coming on. You've got Pestaway coming on, Crown Rust. These are just regular Sarnia, not giant businesses, medium businesses that are donating huge money to Crimestoppers and becoming partners with us to keep us alive, especially during the pandemic. So
that's great news. Well, and Sean, I know you would never bring this up, so I'm going to. You have led the way for a lot of Crime Stoppers locally. You've won some awards. Go ahead and brag for a moment, because I think it's important that people understand.
Crime Stoppers communities in Southwest Ontario, of course, and I got President of the Year. This is my second term, and I guess they're very they took notice of how well Sarnia-Lambton Crimestoppers has done. And I'm only a representation of my great board of directors of 17 people. So
I was going to say, you got quite a team going there, and lots of people who are already involved in the community and media, et cetera. So it's a really good partnership. You're a really busy guy. How did you find time, and why did you decide to get involved with the Sarnia-Lambton Crimestoppers? As long as I've known you, you've been busy.
Sure. Well, not a whole lot of singing and dancing going on anymore.
Well, not lately.
This will be the first New Year's in 26 years that I think I'm going to order from that wonderful chef, I think.
Right?
I got nowhere to go, but you know what? There's always time to volunteer, Dave. Look at yourself. I mean, you do a wonder, and nobody said thank you enough to you to keeping the community in touch during COVID. So Dave Burrows and all the things you do to keep people connected. You talk about the caseloads. I think you keep people grounded, and you're just a familiar, friendly face to so many people that during this tough time, and we make the time, right, Dave? Volunteering.
Yeah, that's right.
Volunteering is a gift. I think it's not something you're pressured with. It's a gift. I put a lot of hours and 10 years on the Canada Day committee previous to this. You know? A lot of people I'm a Mason. There's a lot of people that are kinsmen, and they work hard for the Lions clubs and Kiwanis. It's endless, but it's really rewarding. And I suggest to anybody to go out and volunteer. You will find the time. It's a couple hours, one Thursday or Friday meeting a month at most groups for 2 or 3 hours. And when you're the president, yes, there's a whole lot more to do. I got to go to every event. I'm in every parade, but hey, riding
you love it.
It's cool. Fire trucks are cool.
Right? You get to play with the lights and everything. That's fantastic. And I knew that would be kind of the answer.
That goes out and does fraud presentations all the time, not during COVID, but to our senior citizens and to retirement communities, talking about how they. To me, it's education. That's what we need.
Yeah, 100%. Well, great job to you and the, like I say, the board of directors, but the team that you've got together there. And I will say this as well too. I mean, you've of course, I know your family as well, and you've led the way with your family, shown by example the importance of getting involved in the community, because seeing your daughters get involved and your whole family gets involved, and that's really great, because that's sooner or later Dad's got to retire, and the kids need to start doing that stuff too, right?
And you know what? I'm losing hair over it by the day, buddy. Hey.
Right on. Well, Sean, I won't keep you much longer. I know you're standing in the middle of your living room there and pushing through this horrible technology today, but I do appreciate you, and I mean this sincerely. It's not said enough. You're appreciated in our community as well. So thanks for all your work, buddy. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, just folks, you know what? While we're locked up inside, the crime is still going on. If you hear something, if you see something, say something. It's we got to take care of each other more now than we did even other times. And stay strong. Everybody do a little exercise. Keep your wits about you. We got 28 days in January. We can do this, people. Let's stay inside and be safe. So
100%. Sean Robbins, on a personal note, thank you, and Happy New Year to you and your family.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks, buddy.
My friend Sean Robbins, a friend of a long time, and it's nice to. I haven't seen him in a while because he's busy, but we were having a hard time getting him on here. That's why we got started late. So anyway, I'm really glad that he pushed through with that. But sincerely, though, a lot of work gone into Crime Stoppers. And Sean Robbins and the team, the board of directors, have done a great job, even through the pandemic, of staying involved in the community, keeping their brand, if you will, in the community. I know many of the people on the board of the directors with Sarnia-Lambton Crimestoppers, and they're all very sincere about being a part of it. And you can do your part. And there's a number on the screen: 1-800-222-TIPS or 8477. You can also go to Sarnia-LambtonCrimestoppers.org. And of course, I got a Facebook page as well. They're also on Twitter. Again, we'll post all of this after the show, so you can check that out. But a really important part of our community. And, we only have so many police on the road. You'd probably be surprised if you knew how many there were on the road in a given shift, right? So we all got to do our part in the community. And Sean said it well, if you see something, say something, and let Crime Stoppers help. And if you want to make a donation to them, I'm sure you can reach out to them on their social media, send them a message, and they'll let you know how you can make a donation to support them as well. Again, they're a nonprofit organization, needs support like any other nonprofit organization in our community. They do get some support from the Sarnia PD and the city, but we got to do our part in that as well. Thanks again, Sean, and thanks to my guest, Chef Vanessa. I would never be able to pronounce her last name. So thanks again, Chef Vanessa, for being here. And there's some great ideas for what you can do on New Year's Eve as well. Always want to say a kudos once again to my friend, as always, Dom Fernandez. My Journey with MS is now available on Amazon, and portions of sales from the book are going to the MS Society here in Sarnia as well. Congratulations again, Dom. And Tales of the Globetrot from Marilyn Gladue is also available online at amazon.ca or .com. And I was really hoping to get my book and get it to her to sign, but now I got to wait because this thing that's going on, whatever. But congratulations to Marilyn Gladue, our MP, for Tales of the Globetrot. All right, well, just before we go, of course, 2021 is just around the corner. It's just a few days away if you're watching this live. And usually this time of year is when maybe we start writing down our New Year's resolutions. I don't really write down resolutions. I make goals all throughout the year. You don't have to wait to hit the reset button. I don't even know if there is a reset button. And I know most of us are probably looking forward to hitting the reset button to get out of this COVID. Well, obviously, that's going to take more time than we had originally planned, on maybe 2 to 4 weeks. And here we are 7, 8 months later. And there's a lot of things we could look at. Wow, COVID did this, COVID did that, COVID did this. But things come along every year, regardless of whether there's a pandemic going on. There's still going to be issues that come along in our life. This one just happened to show up in a big way in front of all of our lives. Pardon me. Many of us have lost a loved one, or accidents have happened. My wife, broke her leg. There's a whole list of things that we could all talk about what went wrong in 2020. And I hear people talk about 2021 is going to be better. Come on, 2021, make it better for us. Let's not waste time hoping for 2021 to make it better for us. Let's make it better for us. It's up to us. It's our duty to decide what we want, what we're going to do, and how we're going to deal with the things that come along, no matter whether it's pandemic or normal times, whatever that is again. And I think 2020 has made us sit back and reflect a little bit more on what we really do have. At least I hope we have. I know I have. And sitting around and looking at what we have in our lives, and there's all different levels of materialistic things, nicer cars, bigger houses, all that stuff. But when it comes right down to something like this, you got to ask yourself how much of that really matters. We have the running water, hot and cold. We have the electricity and the roof over our head. We'll always have food. And we live in a community of Sarnia-Lambton. You've heard me say it, and I'll say it again. There's a lot of greatness in this community, and I believe in the greatness in the community, and I know many of you do as well. So instead of waiting for 2021 to give you something you want, make it happen for yourself. We're all in different situations, but I can tell you that when you surround yourself in the right environments and talk to the right people, if you can't be around the right people, we've got FaceTime, we've got live broadcasting, all the tools we need to stay in touch. Let's stay in touch. And let's talk about what we can do to make 2021 the best year ever. But 2021 isn't going to do it for us. We've got to do it. So make a list. If you want to call it a New Year's resolution, that's fine. But make a list of things you'd like to see happen in your life. And then make it happen. 2021 is only going to be different if we make it different. I'm very grateful for all of you. This will be the last episode of the show in 2020. I will be back next year with a new, fresher show, hopefully some new ideas that will keep you coming back. And you are a part of every year I've been here on the show. I'm grateful to all of you for all that has come my way with the show, and I appreciate your support. And I hope you keep coming back, and I hope I keep giving you reasons to keep coming back. I sit down every day and wonder, what can I put on the show this week so that people will be informed and understand the community that we live in and the greatness of the community that we live in. So go out and have a happy new year. And when I say go out, I mean stay inside and go out. You know what I mean. 2021 is going to be a great year, again, if we make it happen. And thanks to all of you, the show has happened because of you. And another great year has gone by with my family and the show. Everyone watching, thank you very much. That's all the time I got for you this year. Have a great week and an even better Happy New Year. And I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye for now.